From football players who think their victories are thanks to certain lucky underwear combinations, to others who strangely have celebrity deaths linked to their name whenever they score a goal, here are some of the weirdest things football players believe. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's performance on the field has never been questioned, and apparently his performance off the field, particularly in the bedroom, may be related to why he plays at a high level. The Swedish striker once had a dreadful day on the field after spending a great evening with his wife the day before. From that day onwards, he's avoided any acts of intimacy with his wife Helena before a game. He says that while a lot of athletes claim that they engage in lots of sex to improve their performances, he's tried that but realizes that the strongest motivator for him is rage. He bottles up his frustrations from holding himself back from touching his beautiful wife before games and aims it at the opposing team's goal. But if you think this belief is crazy, wait till you hear what this next player thinks. Kolo Touré always insisted on entering the field last each time he played during his career. This was a little strange but acceptable, until during a game when his Arsenal teammate William Gallas needed medical attention during the halftime of a game which prevented him from returning to the field after the break. Touré insisted he wouldn't come back until William did, forcing Arsenal to start the half without their two center backs. If that isn't enough, the Ivorian player was booked when he eventually returned to the field since he did so against the referee's instructions. Which, come on, it was totally deserved because rules are rules and it wouldn't be the beautiful game without those rules. This next player is someone I know you love, and you are probably not expecting to make the list. Although it may seem unbelievable that Cristiano Ronaldo, a five-time Ballon d'Or winner and one of the greatest players in history, has weird beliefs, here we are. We all know how hard he works, but it seems even one of the best players of the game needs a little luck. From being the first player to disembark while traveling to a game by plane, the last player out of the tunnel before a game, standing the same way during free kicks, to stepping onto the field with his right foot first before leaping to the sky. He definitely has a lot of superstitious beliefs he sticks to. According to rumors, he also loves to tie his hair up before returning to the field during halftime. But hey, apparently all these things worked for him, and he definitely has the awards to prove it. However, Ronaldo's quirks are nowhere near as many as this next player. Ron Terry could win every football award if they were given solely based on who believes in superstitions. The former England captain confirmed having at least 50 known rituals that he must follow before a game. Before a game, Ron Terry plays the same Usher CD in the car, parks in the same location, takes the same seat on the bus, binds the tapes around his socks 3 times, and precisely measures the length of the grip on his shin guards. After 11 years of use, Terry sadly lost his lucky shin guards while playing away in Barcelona. If you think Terry's quirks are a little strange, here is someone whose belief may just be the most weird one yet. Goalkeeper Sergio Goycochea rose to fame after saving Argentina from losing on penalties to advance to the 1990 World Cup final. Of course, being on our list, he attributes his success to some strange beliefs. Sergio revealed in a 2007 interview that he had to relieve himself on the field before the start of the World Cup quarterfinal because he couldn't leave the field to do so. Every time Argentina faced a penalty shootout, he proceeded to conduct himself as usual on the field of play since Argentina won. And while it might not be too hygienic, we're not here to judge, especially since it seemed to work for him. These beliefs only seem to get weirder as we go from Sergio emptying his bladder on the pitch to another whose secret to success lays in his magic gum. Johan Cruyff, the late Dutch master, wasn't just a pioneer in terms of his abilities. He personified the total football philosophy that led the Netherlands to the World Cup final. His signature Cruyff turn is still one of the most difficult moves for any football player to perfect. Although he was a fantastic football player, he had several pre-match routines he was obsessed with, which were completely off the charts. The former Ajax hero would hit his goalkeeper, Gert Balls, in the stomach before each game, and just before kickoff, he would spit his chewing gum into the opposing team's half. When he did forget his gum, Ajax lost to AC Milan 4-1 in the 1969 European Cup final. Coincidence? I think not. Superstition also holds for the all-time greatest Brazilian icon. Pelé once revealed that his career hit a low point because he had given a jersey to a fan after a game. The Brazilian legend then had to send one of his friends on a search for the jersey. As luck would have it, his friend claimed he was able to find the shirt and he gave it back to Pelé, who quickly bounced back to top form. His friend, however, had actually been unsuccessful in his attempt to get back that specific jersey, and instead handed the Pele the shirt he had worn in a previous game. But the Brazilian legend quickly regained his form despite being tricked on the clothing issue, which is proof that beliefs themselves can motivate a person beyond their limits. However, there's someone who seems to have a belief that's actually logical. Gary Lineker is England's third best all-time striker with 48 goals, but he has an unconventional ritual that may be why he has such a high goal rate. While most players warm up before games to train their shooting, Gary purposefully refrained from shooting during his pre-game warm-ups to avoid wasting his goals before the game began. For him, the number of goals per game seemed to be limited, and so rather than use them up before the match, he preferred to wait till the game. And while it might sound crazy, his 330 career goals seem to prove he might just be on to something. We all know France has always had a top-tier national team, with players like Marcel Desailly, Zinedine Zidane, Emmanuel Petit, Didier Deschamps, and Thierry Henry. Yet, they may argue that the excellence of their team isn't only thanks to hard work and talent. The boys had a funny pregame ritual developed by Laurent Blanc of kissing goalkeeper Fabien Barthez's shaved head. The number of kisses increased along with the number of victories, and by the end, Blanc had the entire French team kissing the head of the goalkeeper. Everyone, including the coaches and substitutes, approached Barthez and kissed his head. We've got time for one more. One of the best midfielders in all of Europe, Aaron Ramsey, is also occasionally gifted with an eye for goal, but fans have seen in recent years that a celebrity death occurs shortly after each goal the Welshman scores. Eric Bristow, Burt Reynolds, and Paul Walker are notable instances that all seem to build up a scary reputation. This has created a belief that ties his goals to an omen of death for any unlucky celebrity out there. So, which belief was the weirdest?